there, this is Nicole Marie, your transformation catalyst and coach, here diving into the Taurus archetype. So Taurus is an earth sign. She's ruled by Venus, and she is the Empress. The Empress is the one that lives in constant communion with the trees and with her environment. She knows how to cultivate abundance by using her gifts and her understanding of what brings beauty to the world. This is her sacred art and how she creates opportunity in her life. So Taurus also rules the second house. So once the hero knows who he is, he goes into the second house and he tries to understand the value of his worth. And so then he embodies, when we all embody, the Empress energy. So the Empress is not afraid of where the money is going to come from. How is she going to do it? The Empress knows. And why does she know? Because she is connected to her heart. For the heart mind is the strongest mind of all. Now, for many of us, we use our rational mind to figure out pretty much all of our life situations. Now, the rational mind is very important. Don't get me wrong. It's really important to do our math, to pay our bills, to have scientific conversations. But when you're wanting to co-create with the universe and co-create with money and with love, you want to start thinking with your heart. And so the Empress lives from that because she spends a lot of time in nature, because nature helps activate our cellular memory. And when we start vibrating on this nature frequency, our heart opens and we start to listen to the subtle energies and messages that already knows the answer. Now, our body is a huge vehicle of wisdom. It knows what it needs to eat. It knows what energy it wants to be around. It knows what it wants to do that day, how it wants to exercise, and what it wants to do to share its gifts. It knows it all. We're trying to seek all the answers outside of ourselves, but the Empress knows. So, this is how we learn to cultivate financial freedom, abundance in our life. Now, I'm not just talking about money, even though money is wonderful. Money is a powerful tool that we get to use to exchange services. Now, right now, there's kind of an imbalance of money, as we all know. So the more that we start owning our self-worth and creating resources that kind of take away from the mass and bring it down to the community level. This again is the help of the Empress. When we focus on how is it that we serve the community, how is it that we serve and use the natural resources that are around us. Because the Empress is attuned to the earth and to listening to her heart and how she can be of service. This is a really different concept of working, because for so long, again, we've been looking at the rational mind of how do I do this and how can I reach this certain market value, what industry. It's all relevant, but when you're trying to do it just purely from the intellect and you're not really understanding what the heart is telling you, the heart's connected to natural resources. It knows exactly how to make money in its life. It is pure wisdom. So this is how the Empress operates. Now, what's the opposite? What is the shadow of Empress? It is the martyr. It is the woman that gets stuck in the rational mind, that sees everything as lack, not really willing to use her creative talent and feeling as if she has to give all her energy, do all these things so other people can be successful or other people can do all these things. And she doesn't listen to her heart. And she also does not listen to her body that has all the wisdom. So she's listening to other doctors. She's listening to other people. And it's important to get different perspectives, to listen to people's stories. It's important to listen. But when it comes to the self needs to determine what information serves it well. So the martyr is someone that is sacrificing the self for another, sacrificing its needs for another. As you know, mothers can often become martyrs because they're like, well, I have to take care of my child and all of these things. Yes, we know. Motherhood is extremely stressful, but let's remind ourselves. We used to live in communities. So our child was everyone's child. So it wasn't one mother taking care of her child 24/7. It was many mothers, many uncles, many dads that were helping with the daily tasks. And we've moved out of that framework into the monogamous nuclear family system, which has completely depleted women's resources with her body, pumped her full of hormones and all these things that women can do from herbs and from natural resources, pharmaceuticals. I could go on. The point of it is that the Empress lives in us. And when we start taking self-responsibility for our body, for our wellness, the Empress is activated. So anytime you feel like you're giving away too much of your energy, what if? And this is the question you should also always ask yourself. What if there was another way? What if instead of not taking a nap today or forcing myself to work through, that I can ask for support? I know, vulnerability, all these things, but the Empress asks for support. What if you just need an afternoon to yourself and you have, the kids and the dinner? What if you could ask a friend to help? Hire a babysitter. What if? There's always a resource, and there's always someone more than willing to help out, especially if you're a mother. Or if you're a CEO and, working at this really intense job and you just need a spa day, ask a coworker, ask an assistant, or just take a day off. The Empress treats herself because she knows what her body needs. And if you have been so disconnected from what your body needs, this is a time to really invite yourself to look at your relationships. Where is all your energy going? Do they really need you that much? Do they? Ask, do you really need this much of me? Or can we compromise? Or can you take over some duties that I actually don't really need to do? Sometimes we kind of want ourselves to be irreplaceable, that we want us, and it also feels good to give and to do and to be this powerhouse, because the Empress often is, but she's also very aware of her own edges. She's aware when she's given too much because she becomes crabby, angry, depressed, and all these things because all she needed was a nap and to treat herself to a spa day and a massage and to relieve the stress. So I invite you, when you have these feelings, call upon the Empress. Call upon that place within you that knows how to cultivate self-worth, self-love, and radical self-care. Until next time, we're going to dive in to the Gemini archetype. Speak soon.